Policy Committee for House Democratic leadership. Congresswoman, thank you so much for your time. You saw us just there talking about the COVID relief bill, $2 trillion. President Biden signed that not too long ago. What is your top concern about the rollout and distribution of a relief package that is this large?
Well, thank you for having me. And let me just say how excited I am, because this is a transformational bill. Now it's an initiative that will be rolled out. And it's really going to save lives and livelihoods. And so as we roll it out, of course, there's going to be some bureaucracy. But I believe the Biden-Harris administration and the executive branch really know and understand that this is an emergency. We have March 15th. People will lose their enhanced unemployment benefits. The president has really executed this legislation in a way that showed me and at least all Democrats that he recognizes that people need help. They're living on the edge. And so I'm sure that all of the red tape is going to be, cut through and expedited, because people can't survive through this much longer. And so I'm just really honored to have been part of this whole process, because this is a transformative moment.
One of the criticisms has been by progressive Democrats has been that the $15 minimum wage part of this bill did not end up in the final draft, and certainly not in the law after decision by the Senate parliamentarian. Are there plans to take this issue up again in the House soon, as you just mentioned, that millions of Americans continue to suffer without that livable minimum wage?
Absolutely. We're going to do this as quickly as possible. First of all, $7.25 an hour is outrageous. Those are poverty wages. People who are working, taking care of children, their families are working and living below the poverty line and need access to food stamps and to Section 8 housing and to social safety net benefits. That should not be. And so I worked and have worked like members of the Progressive Caucus and all of us for the last, since 2014 and 15 in the fight for 15, to say that we must at least raise the minimum wage to $15. So we're not stopping now. I was extremely disappointed that it was not included in this bill, because it will lift people out of poverty. So many people of color live below the poverty line now. And so we're going to work to make sure that we get some strategy together where we can move forward. Hopefully, the filibuster will be addressed so that we can get this through the Senate and to the president.
So let me ask you as well about the $1,400. Do you think that is enough? Also, with this final law or the final bill that was signed into law, you had about 8 million Americans who were phased out because of how much they were making. So you've taken out 8 million eligible Americans based on previous settings that were making them eligible for that relief payment. Now it's $1,400 and 8 million Americans less. Is that enough?
Well, of course, I have always been one to believe that we needed a minimum of $2,000 a month guaranteed until the end of this pandemic. People have lost their businesses, their jobs through no fault of their own. Their government needs to step up for them. And so while I'm really pleased and people are excited that $1,400 will be in their pockets very soon, we need to do more. But I have to just say, going forward, we have to make sure that and in terms of our reforms and in terms of transforming this government in terms of one that provides for economic security, we have to figure out ways to look at bottom lines in terms of guaranteed annual incomes so that people don't, in the midst of emergencies, have to struggle and go into food lines and have to beg just to survive.
Yeah, we have spent almost $5 trillion over this past year on just making sure we can get Americans by. What a difficult year it has been. Congresswoman Barbara Lee, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it, as always.